Hey, hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. How's it going? It's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's great to see you all. Inspired Tribe, as you're tuning in, as you're jumping on Rumble and YouTube, we just want to say we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. You know, that's the inspired live stream mantra. And we're excited that you're here. And we wanted to come on, or I wanted to come on because there's something unfolding, and perhaps we don't know the gravity of this event yet. Perhaps we don't understand quite clearly what's happening right now, but I can sure speak on what it signifies, what the signs are that we're seeing this unprecedented event in Washington, D.C. It's been 100 years since this has happened, that a speaker the vote for the Speaker of the House after the change of a majority wasn't a formality. Usually the deals were done beforehand. You know, everything was arranged, and then there was a formal vote for the Speaker and business as usual. But it's not happening this time. So, and I think, you know, there are a few very legitimate reasons as to why, but let me first welcome you all. Um, Wonderful to see you. You know, Dragons, Guardian of the Crystal Hearts is here. And we got Aina from Norway. Good to see you. Johnny's here. Good to see you. Antarctic Monkey, Diane, wonderful. Sarah, Corey, good to see you all. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, who haven't been following, in the United States, we have a new majority after this last election in the House, and that's a Republican majority. And Nancy Pelosi was finally voted out, and so it started this Tuesday, sorry. The vote for the new Speaker of the House, right? Which used to be Nancy Pelosi. Now they've been voting for days, and Kevin McCarthy has come forward, a career politician from California who's been in various positions over the years. I would very much call him Rhino, Republican in name only, really voted with a lot of very Democrat agendas over the years, made a lot of deals, and has now positioned himself for Speaker of the House. Apparently already moved into Nancy Pelosi's old office, but he can't get the votes. And it was clear before that. And we're in what, the 9th, 10th round today, 11th round, I don't know. And he still can't get the votes. And there's a fraction of the Republican Party that is absolutely opposed to McCarthy for various reasons. And just technically speaking, I don't think he can get the bid. I just don't think he can. But there's a bigger picture emerging here, and people are losing it, and they're going bonkers. And the media, the Mockingbird media, is going bonkers, and everybody's going crazy because, oh, this is, this just shows how far gone the Republican Party is. And I would say, you know what? This is actually, for the first time, a positive sign in politics. Why? It's not lockstep. It's not same old, same old. It's not we're just shifting a majority, but it's going to be the same program. What we're seeing, I think, is the breakup of the old MO, the modus operandi that's been in place for such a long time. People just got used to it. They just got used that everything runs kind of smoothly there, and that no real conflicts can happen. I don't know if this conflict is real, but it definitely feels like this is a make it or break it kind of thing, a live or die kind of thing. There's a reason why McCarthy, who's been in politics for such a long time, is holding out on this position, because frankly, if after 9 or 10 or 11 rounds you still don't have it, well, man, you gotta say, hey, I'm not the guy. But apparently there is something very important connected to him being Speaker. Now, this is just my speculation. I think deals were made, and I think because of all the crimes committed, the corruption, what so many people in powerful positions have been accused of over the last years. You know how much evidence has surfaced. I mean, we can talk about laptops. We can talk about Arizona. We can talk about elections. All kinds of accusations, all kinds of evidence has come up over the years. And I think that a Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, at least I would That's my intuition, probably would kind of try to smooth things over, have a few investigations commissions, but they wouldn't go anywhere. I think he's part of the old guard. I do think that. Um, and then you have, I think, a very youthful, pushy fraction in the Republican Party. I can't say that I'm fans of them, or I'm not going this far. I will just say they're pushing for change. They're pushing for real investigations. They're the younger crowd in the party. Some call them the Maga crowd, but I believe this is a positive push, because if they don't break things open, if things don't come out and actually are presented to the public, and I think this is what this elongated process is really doing. It's focusing more and more attention on the speaker, on the House, on the committees, on the commissions, on the investigations. Everything is getting more focused, laser sharp focused, and I think that's what we need. These have been formalities for too long that people have not paid attention to. But as I've been saying, real spiritual patriots, we need to go into all areas. We need to be interested in politics as well, because they have been imposing themselves, on our lives, on our daily decisions. They have controlled so much of it over the last years, and gone into our most private spheres. So now it's really time that people pay attention to this, and that people get interested. And I think this is what is happening. The residency, the Biden residency itself, is the strangest administration that's ever been in place. Nothing adds up. Now we see this after the 2022 election, the midterms. Now we see these shifts and ripples, and I think these are symptoms of our times. And everything is breaking open. Everything is becoming visible. I don't think McCarthy can be speaker, but truth be told, who should or would be speaker, I have no idea. I have no idea who can make it. I mean, Matt Gaetz came forward. Representative Matt Gaetz from Florida came forward yesterday and nominated Trump, which was this has been rumored, and even the Mockingbird media has been talking about this over the last weeks and months. They said that this could happen because the Speaker of the House doesn't have to be a representative that's been on the ballot. Doesn't have to be. Can be anyone the House votes for. And I mean, it would make them go berserk and crazy and nuts. But I don't think that's going to happen either. I don't think Trump's going to be speaker. I don't think McCarthy is going to be speaker. The question is, who can they agree on? And this points to a bigger picture. And this is happening especially within the Republican Party. And the Republican Party isn't one party anymore. It hasn't been in a while, but it isn't right now. You have a group of people that don't want the same old program. That's why they went into politics. As I said, they're a younger crowd. That's why they came into politics. They were so fed up with this corrupt old system, and they are not bending. I don't think they are prone to making those same old backroom deals. I would suggest that if you look at their financial portfolios, they probably haven't used their positions to make tens of millions of dollars a year like most people in Congress do, and have been using insider trading. I think they're really fed up with the system. I think this is a positive sign. I think this kind of chaos is exactly what we need for people to wake up from slumber. They need to wake up in all areas, not just in the medical field. Also see there's something severely wrong here. And as I said, this insisting that McCarthy insists on a continuation. He says I'm gonna run for as long as it takes. What does that mean? What does that tell you? What is at stake here? I think a lot of heads. I think a lot of people's lives, a lot of people's freedom is at stake here. And I think it's the wrong kind of people, and their freedom should be at stake. I think if the Speaker of the House is someone who is non-corruptible, then I think this could be the first period where we see some real investigations and charges and convictions. It's never really happened before. All these commissions, they just, they're just a bottomless pit to throw taxpayer dollars into, and to come out with the conclusion that there's no significant evidence unless there's a political opponent, but it never happens. So this is what I think we're in. We're in this period where we need to get involved. First of all, you need to let the people that, if you voted and if you have representatives, you need to let them know where you stand. You need to let them know if you want this to continue, if you want them to continue blocking this, and who you'd like to see Speaker of the House. We need to get involved, folks. It is the most cynical thing that people tell me is it's all so corrupt. We shouldn't worry about politics. That's so cynical. Given if you look at how much influence they have over our lives, not getting involved is the most cynical and the most stupid thing. The most stupid thing. We can't just let this area go. We need to infuse our steadfastness, our values, our morals, our principles, our spirituality in all areas, especially politics. I'd like to see more people with a real heart and a real strength in these positions. And last but not least on this subject is that a lot of people are now discounting and once again pronouncing Trump politically dead. And I think it's, again, a huge mistake. The guy's still holding a huge lead on every other Republican in any poll. And the people who have voted for him twice already, and a lot of them are convinced that they were cheated. I'm just saying, a lot of them are convinced they were cheated. They want to see their second Trump term. That's what they want. They want Trump in the mix. And, if anything, since the Trump era began in 2015, we have seen just a complete infusion of all these topics that you and I and all the others have only talked about in our own circles. This has now gone mainstream. Mockingbird Media has to talk about the conspiracies now, and a big part of, we owe him a lot of gratitude for that, because Trump has come out and said all these things. And again, I'm not a fanboy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is we need to see what significance his presence has had in the political process and how it has woken up a lot of people to do research and to look deeper. If you can't see the significance, then you're just blinded by your hate. And that's not good, because that is really what is most significant about the Trump era. It's the opening up of Pandora's box and the infusion of new topics into the mainstream that weren't there, but that we all knew were happening behind the scenes. So I don't see Trump leaving. I don't see McCarthy as speaker, but I think we're going to see some revelations coming out of this voting process. And I think the longer it takes, the more some of the representatives are going to get nervous, and the more you're going to see diversions, topics thrown around, threads being made, all that. I think it's going to get very interesting. So, keep your attention there for a little bit and see what comes out. Also, ask yourself, what is not happening right now? What can't the House do while there is no speaker? There are technical legal procedures that cannot take place. Apparently, none of the members of the House have access to very sensitive information right now. That I couldn't confirm that. I just heard that as a rumor. If that is true, we have an interesting stalemate position here. It's very, very interesting. We'll see what happens. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're excited that you're here. Also wanted to thank you all for watching and subscribing to our new channel, The Inspired Newsroom. I'm really enjoying doing these 2 daily shows there. They're short snippets of topics that I think that are significant and important, breaking news, my perspective, of course. And I really enjoy doing these in The Inspired Newsroom. We put the link in the description here. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we've, in just a few short days here, we've reached over 8,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Central, Monday through Friday, we'll be there. Of course, we're on the Inspired channel here on Rumble, on YouTube. We're going to continue this beautiful work, and we're just expanding. And of course, on locals, uncensored, unfiltered, and special shows there, special live streams we only do there. So, Inspired Tribe, thank you. Have a blessed, wonderful rest of your day. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back with you again very, very soon.